Hello and welcome to DCP Live, episode number 224. Hey guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
Hi.
what's going on?
Just chilling.
It's just us, which means things are going to get inappropriate.
It's
All right.
gonna get
normal.
wild. Briar, I hope you're ready to get cooked.
Oh, crap.
This is the episode,
Okay.
Briar.
This is
I
the
hope
episode.
you
This is
I
the
hope
one.
you locked your door because someone's breaking.
We had a question this week, and like I kind of wanted to clarify this. Like somebody was like, "Hey, can't you guys tell that Briar's like legit uncomfortable with this whole eating Briar thing?"
Yes, of course. Obviously we can.
Like, you got to understand, if you take away them being able to do the Cook Briar jokes, then like you're taking away my ability to do like Tefties and Narc jokes and stuff like that. So like this is all reciprocal. I don't want to deprive them of a joke because it lands, because then I wouldn't be able to use a joke as it lands.
You're watching out for future potential content that you're gonna really want to
I don't
lean
get
in
too
on.
sensitive about the jokes here.
Yeah, I don't take any of the jokes seriously.
I take it to heart.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
Yeah, except for the Warlock stuff. We actually mean that.
Yeah. Do I sound like I'm joking
That's
about
from the
warlocks?
That's not a joke. It's not even funny. How could it be a joke?
Oh man. I know that like the warlock joke at this point is 100% for me. You know? Like I laugh way more at that joke than I'm
Yeah.
sure 90% of the
audience.
audience. Yeah. I'm like, this is for me, man. This joke is for me.
How many episodes are we deep now? Like 200 and
224.
something? You
224.
got to keep yourself entertained.
Yeah,
I mean,
man. Exactly.
Here we are in the Destiny cycle of news, which we've been through now for 6 years, right? So, like, new content comes out, people get excited, we talk about new content, then we play the content, people see the flaws, we start talking about the flaws,
People
and
get
then
angry.
the content runs out, people get angry,
Mhm.
and we start talking about why we're so angry.
And then we start
And then
talking
rinse
about
and repeat.
PvP being a problem. You know,
Mhm.
there's some sort
Right.
of issue that's going on
Yeah.
that is not being fixed.
Make or break moment.
Make or
For that,
break.
right? Make
It's
or break.
make or break, guys. Did you
Make or
know?
We're currently at our 21st make or break moment.
Of the
I don't know if they're going to
2021.
make it this time.
Oh man, the make or break
I don't know
stuff.
if they're going to
Like,
squeeze through this time.
it's funny because I understand the emotion behind make or break. You know, like as being highly invested in a game, you can feel the emotion of like, man, if this content doesn't hit, it's like make or break. But really, it's make or break for you. You know, like the
True, yeah.
the perspective that you're having with like whether or not you're gonna be satisfied with the game or something. You know, it's like the game is gonna go on. There's tons of people that play the game. It's not truly make or break. You know.
Not for Bungie.
No, exactly.
No.
It's make or break for that person feeling like it's make or break.
Yeah.
Of whether or not they're going to keep playing Destiny, you know?
There's a lot of people that engage in the game in a much more casual way than the voices that you hear on Twitter and Reddit as well. And
Mhm.
like they still have stuff to do this season. People are
Yeah.
still finishing up stuff this season. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's lots of folks who are still having a good time.
Yeah.
Turnover in the Destiny community as well. Like I started noticing it like probably maybe 2 years ago, but like it's far stronger now. Like a lot of the most popular content creators for Destiny, a lot of the fans of Destiny aren't necessarily the same guys that were around 2 years or 4 years ago,
Mhm.
right? It's like they're not the same people. So what that has caused is you've got a lot of the same exact conversations happening again because it's different people having them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's
That's
interesting.
true,
It's
yeah.
interesting to watch.
I find it very fascinating. Having played the game for,
Yeah.
you know, the majority of its life, it's like, these patterns, it's an interesting psychology experiment and still see the game be successful, you know?
Well,
Yeah.
you know, you also see people, and you do see it all the time where people are like, I'm done with this game forever. I hate it. I hope it burns. And then they're like, ooh, what's coming next season? I'm back, boys.
A sword in Trials? Let's
A
go.
sword and trials. Hell yeah. It's a very pretty sword, to be fair.
That's true.
Yeah.
Cosmetically, it's nice.
It's pretty.
Sordid trials. It's the best.
Speaking of jokes. Oh my God.
We were saying in the pre-show that as much hate as Bungie would get, I would love it they put out a picture of the trowel sword and said either option A, we're listening, or B, we've heard you on the trowel sword situation 3-peaking. Here's a sword. Here's a sword to combat the 3-peaking.
Got it. You want more swords?
I like
okay.
the we're listening one because that's like old school.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty great.
that is. That's a throwback.
We're listening.
Classic.
I would laugh.
I like to think that's an inside joke at Bungie, the sword thing. Being like, what if
We're listening.
we gave him a sword for trials?
No, we can't do that. It's too ridiculous. No.
We don't have any other assets. I guess it's the sword. Throw it in. It's pretty great.
I mean, so we got a new trailer.
We
Season
did.
Chosen has been revealed, kind of, right? It was kind of leaked, kind of revealed, kind of.
Yeah, was it Game Informer? Was it Game Informer?
I think it was Game Informer. They had like the exclusive for the new stuff, and they kind of leaked it on Twitter by accident, and then it just kind of went wide everywhere.
Right.
Yep.
But as usual, Bungie, known for making amazing trailers for new content, made an amazing trailer for the new content.
They just know how to do it.
They really do, man. They know how to bring the hype with the trailers.
Yeah.
I do miss the days of the Led Zeppelin trailers. Like that was a brief time, but a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we got to see a new threat. We get to see Callus's daughter, right?
Yes. Correct.
I'm not even gonna try and pronounce the name.
CAIATL? Is it CAIATL?
I think you
name.
nailed it.
Yeah.
CAIATL? I don't know. I'm just guessing.
She looks,
Title. Yeah.
I would say, extremely badass. I'm really looking for a matchup between CAIATL and the tall girl from Resident Evil Village.
Well, we kind of got that. It was confirmed by Bungie that CAIATL is 9'10" without her hat.
Without the hat. So
Without
they
the hat.
one-upped Capcom. Will Capcom respond? That's my question.
Well,
Yeah.
Capcom
Will they
respond
respond?
back.
Exactly. That is also pretty thick.
Pretty thick. And
But
has
it's got
tusks.
horns. Yeah.
She could do
tusks.
things with those.
But
Yeah.
vampire
Probably-
lady drinks blood and is probably immortal.
Also, huge tits.
Huge plot. Huge plot. Yeah.
True. That she does have a massive plot.
We're unconfirmed on the size of CAIATL's boobies so far.
Yeah, we don't know. She's wearing a lot of armor. It's hard to
Yeah.
tell. Maybe we'll get like a hot spring scene with her in it. Maybe a beach episode.
Okay.
And we
Yeah.
could find out.
I'm in. Definitely.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, they do have a lot of baths on Callus's. Like Callus is all about the baths.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I'm
a
sure
little
she
confused.
has them.
Is CAIATL all about like the lavish life of her father, or is she more about the like more strict and military Red Legion stuff? Because she dresses like she's all about like she's got the gold and she's got the jewels.
True.
So she looks like Callus or like Callus's daughter, but isn't she more like part of the Red Legion than
I get like a 50-50 vibe. Like she's definitely militant.
one step in each foot? Because she was one of the conspirators, right? Of the original of the like overthrow of getting what's his name? Who's
Go
that guy?
Gaul?
Go on, Briar.
Gaul, thank you.
This lore time with Briar is like fantastic.
It's blowing my mind.
Well, I've read the great book of Callus, the Bible of Callus, and she's in it, right? She was one of the original conspirators.
She's part of the coup.
So
She stormed the Capitol, you could say.
Wow.
it's interesting because like this is the return of the Red Legion, kind of, but she's also more dressed like Callus, and like in the trailer, there's some very, very kind of gold and purple looking stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to explore.
Yeah, it's really cool. When I see this stuff, though, and I know it's happening in a season, and not to bring down the mood of a new season coming, but I always get...
Fuck, here comes...
This looks like DLC territory, and we're getting in a season. I'm just worried about how much story they're going to be able to give us in seasonal content. That's going to be like, oh, man. That happened.
Well, you know, I have a little bit of more faith that we'll get stuff because we're getting a new strike.
True.
And the little glimpse we had of the strike definitely had some like Callus statues or whatever they were, something to do with Cabal or something.
Are we getting a new raid?
No.
Okay.
When are we getting?
Do you think she's going to be the boss of the strike?
I don't know if she would be the boss, but
be
considering when they're releasing it, which we can look at the roadmap in a little bit. But when they're releasing it, it makes me feel like the strike is going to release at a story beat.
Okay.
Hence why it's not being released right away. That would be my guess. So I'm hoping that the strike has something to do with the overall story.
That makes
So
sense.
we're getting, let me see, can I find a list of everything we're getting? We're getting 2 returning strikes and 1 new strike. Is that right?
Yep, correct.
Are the returning strikes?
They're the Earth ones from D1.
Sepix and Saber.
Saber. Oof.
Yeah, Saber.
Saber is a tough strike.
Saber was tough.
Do you think they're gonna tune that opening so it's not so like PTSD inducing?
I hope not.
The
Let
war
everyone
sap part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine that on
feel the same.
Grandmaster. Oh,
Grandmaster
Jesus.
Nightfalls is
That,
gonna be
I just
ridiculous.
remember hiding as much as humanly possible
Yeah.
during that opening.
Oh,
Well, that was the brilliance of it, though, is because you can only hide so much. You have to stand by that war sat at some
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, remember the
Yeah.
the Taken Knights just constantly blighting you? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah. Oh, I remember.
That's gonna be so rough. Unless they took out those Taken Knights. Maybe it's possible they evened out the composition a little bit.
You know what they probably did? They made those knights unstoppables.
Naturally.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so 2 of those strikes coming back and then a new strike. I'm very happy to see the strikes happening. Like that's
Yeah.
great.
Yes.
Me too.
It's desperately
Yes.
needed in the game,
Yes.
right?
That strike playlist is played out. Like, honestly. Like it needs a fresh infusion of material. And I'm really happy. So basically we're getting it. Well, I mean, it is what it is. We're getting 1 brand new strike, which I can't wait for, and then 2 returning strikes. One of them is the original strike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like
the
our first
original.
taste of Destiny was this strike.
The beta alpha strike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope the metal remix comes back as well.
Right?
Yes,
That's
I agree.
great.
Yeah, Siva Sepix was really cool. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Remember when
Yeah.
they redid it into Siva style?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always liked that strike. I thought it was fun. I thought the pacing was really good.
I like that too.
And I thought
Yeah.
they showcased how they could pace that type of content really well. And it showed up in
Yeah.
a lot of D1. I think it's kind of hit or miss in D2 for a lot of strikes.
Yeah. They also showed off the new seasonal armor,
Right. Let me look.
which to mixed reactions, I would say.
Is that the seasonal armor? I guess that's the battle pass armor.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's the battle pass
Probably,
armor.
Probably.
Um,
My guess.
I'm not gonna lie, I like it a little. I love the Titan because it reminds me of the penitent one from what's that game called? Blasphemous, with the big pointy hat.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Love it. Love
Yeah.
it. I know it looks stupid. That makes me love it more.
Mm-hmm.
Same. Honestly, Briar, I saw it and I was like, I actually like that it's the hunter's got a little bit of a creepy face. Kind of
Mhm.
dig that. And I like that it's a little bit different. And when I was talking about it on Twitter, people were sending me images of Persian armor and Persian assassin armor.
It looks very
they-
Persian.
Yeah, and they were like, this looks exactly like this. So
Mhm.
I personally, I know that it's not going to be to everyone's taste, and a lot of armor isn't to everyone's taste. Taste is subjective, but I do like that we're getting an influence from like a different culture, a different
Yeah, that's cool.
place and time. I like seeing different stuff
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the game.
Taste may be subjective, but the warlock armor objectively is stupid.
Yeah.
Not good.
Pretty
Not
bad.
good.
You know?
Trust me, you guys will find parts of this armor to mix with other armor, and there's parts you will like for sure.
Like they had a good motif with the ball on each shoulder. I'm digging it, but then with the ball on the top of the helmet, I'm
That's
like,
straight up Persian armor, man. I've
got
seen it.
But the 2 balls on each shoulder, like you're showing what's
Shoulder
important
balls.
to you. You're representing. I like that. But the 3rd ball just throws the whole motif off. Gotta get rid of it.
I think it's like you said, it's important for the Persian armor style.
Mm.
And also the
Not
ball
important
is
to
on
me.
each one. The ball is on each helmet. You got that silly ass smile on the hunter and then the ball on top of the head.
It's pretty great. I'm gonna wear that helmet with the creepy Halloween cape. It's gonna be great.
Nice.
This is gonna be my forever helmet on my Titan, like guaranteed. This is
Briar-
it's too good.
Briar
I mean,
found his forever
Blasphemous is one of
helmet.
my favorite games of all time at this point. So, and the fact that this reminds me so much of Blasphemous, that's just perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I've been trying to buy a copy of Blasphemous, like a physical copy of Blasphemous. It's like $120 online.
I don't remember that game. I'm trying to like think about it.
It's like Castlevania, but with like really like hardcore kind of Spanish Catholic overtones.
Okay.
It's cool.
Nice.
We'll talk about it
Sounds
sometime
cool.
on SideQuest.
Yeah.
We've talked about it before on SideQuest.
All right.
Eric's is a big fan too.
And he has great taste.
Yes. Yes, he does.
True. Almost as good as his abs. What else came out of this trailer that we need to talk about?
Well, yeah, we got a peek at the exotic bow. We got a peek at, which looks like it fires 3 shots, three splits, or 3.
I've already
arrows,
got one of those.
and seeks enemies.
Oh, okay. That's new.
Mhm.
I like that.
It looks super cool.
Yeah. Oh, we saw the return of one of our favorite weapons from Destiny 1, the palindrome.
Right.
Yeah, that's in the TWAB actually.
Yeah, but it was in the trailer first.
Yeah.
It was in the TWAB before the trailer. Before that.
Was it?
That's right. It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, they announced that, like the weapons were coming.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to this. I hope that the story, I hope that I don't have to log in for an hour every week to get the story. I'd like to get a good bit of story right at the get go.
See, and
that's kind of how I play Destiny now.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, I get that activities need to be paced throughout the season. Like, I'm on board with that. But some of the stories that they're telling in this game are, I wish that there was like a 4 to 5 hour chunk to get for the seasons.
That's what I've been talking about for 2 years, Tefty.
Well, you've been saying you want like the entire DLC experience in like a week or 2 weeks, and then like,
well, especially the story.
Yeah, well, for me, I feel you on the story 100%. It's like it's really nice to drown in the story for a while to get so much of that experience. Coming back week after week, it does kind of, I guess what's the term? Lose interest, I guess.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's hard to when a brand new game comes out, like Werewolf the Apocalypse, which has been described as the Fern Gully but metal.
It's true.
I don't know who described it as that. Sounds like an awesome person.
A brilliant reviewer.
Sounds like somebody you should listen to. It's hard to log into Destiny for a 1 hour little story, or especially when when the story is hidden behind, you have to go grind something for 3 hours. You know what I mean? There's something new in Destiny. How do I access it? Well, you got to go grind strikes for 2 hours to earn up enough of this new material to turn in, and then you get the new mission. That's what stops me in my tracks. I'm I could do something else and just watch Bife do it.
See, I don't really mind. I don't mind the missions so much. It's more of when you get just a little string of dialogue here and there each week. I'm like,
yeah,
this would be so much better as a meaty or a 4 hour chunk of story being told in the game, which obviously is going to cost more money to do that. So I get why they're not
And the counterpoint is if they front load you with all that stuff, then there's nothing to do for the rest of the season, right?
Right. Well, and again, so story stuff in the very beginning, but activities as it goes, through the whatever gets unlocked. I get that. That would be great.
I love the universe of Destiny. I love the world and the races that are in there and all the little intricacies of the differences of them. So I'm always down for more story because I love learning more about the world.
Destiny's
they have
universe
such an
is
interesting
awesome.
Universe.
Yeah.
Is.
It's really like Star Wars, but kind of cooler.
Yeah, man. It really is. It's super cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah. I want consistent story chunks, but yeah.
And they've gotten better at the story stuff as they've gone on. The story has gotten more accessible and more interesting as we've gone on. It started off as basically nonsensical bullshit. And then as we've grown with Destiny, Destiny's story, it's first of all, you don't have to go access some other website to see it. And it's taking place inside Destiny. It's all over the place. So everywhere you look, you're getting little bits and pieces of lore and different stuff. It's definitely, and the writing I think is just better than it was day one, right? It's Like the stories they're telling are more interesting and more compelling. There's more humanity in them. I like it a lot.
I don't think they're going through that, suddenly rewriting everything at the last 11th hour.
Last minute, yeah. Was there anything else in the trailer?
There was a bunch of just like showing off, like the weapons and the armor, and then seeing, of course, CAIATL. Caitlin. Her name's Caitlin.
Caitlin. I like it. Do you spell it with a K or a C?
A C.
Her name's a C.
Okay.
Got to be a C. Yeah.
Yeah.
Caitlin it is.
Caitlin.
With a C. And every time you say Caitlin, you got to say with a C.
Caitlin with a C.
Caitlin with a C.
Old Caitlin 2 Husk.
They did also obviously announce that when it comes out, February 9th. And they also announced when it ends, May 11th.
Yeah.
Have they been doing that? Have I just missed that they're telling us when seasons end?
I don't think I've seen in a trailer like when it starts and when it begins.
Yeah, because now we know when the next season starts, right? It starts May 12th.
Yeah, it's always in the season pass. When the game's live, you can always see when the season ends. So it's definitely not new, but maybe they're just getting more used to letting people know in those materials.
I feel like we used to guess it when it would happen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's no guessing for this one. May 12th.
Right? That's
it.
it.
Well, May 11th.
There was something, a final thing in the trailer where right at the end it says, I think the quote was, "There's no light here" or something, and it shows like just a very quick flash of a screeb, and then it's got like a ship kind of floating.
I thought that was Caitlin's ship for some reason. I could be wrong, but yeah.
Yeah, and there was a flash of a screeb. So,
I hate flashing screebs.
Don't know what's up with that.
Is Caitlin
clearly
Savathun?
Oh, maybe Cade is. Never mind.
Oh, the screeb is Cade's chicken.
Yeah, that's what Mylan told me. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, definitely.
It's in the next lore book.
It's in the lore book.
An early preview.
So something to do with the Scorn. The Scorn has something to do with something soon.
Paul Tassi tomorrow's his headline is going to be, "You won't believe what happened to Cade's chicken." We also got the roadmap. This one was pretty interesting. A lot is happening, obviously, on February 9th, the day that the new season begins. We're getting Bahamut and Hailstone Battlegrounds. What the hell is that? What's that mean?
I think it means we're going on an island getaway,
Brian. We're going to the Bahamas.
We're going to the sun.
We are? I can't wait.
That's great.
Can Bungie just keep putting the word behemoth just scattered around everything?
You said it wrong. It's Bahamut.
Specifically where Briar has to read it. Oh, that's great.
I just like it better that way. What the heck are Bahamut and Hailstone Battlegrounds?
I think it's the new
seasonal activity.
Yeah, seasonal activity that's going to be Cabal related. Because we said, Caitlin, we ain't joining.
It's because all of them, they don't just say, "Hey, do you want to like group up and kill things?" They're like, "Bow to me." Of course, Zval is not going to bow to you.
Yeah, Zval's like, "Nah."
Right? I was like, watching that trailer, I was like, "Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it?" And then she said, "Bow to me." He's like, "Nope, he ain't going to do it."
He's not going to do it.
Always with the take a knee, man.
Then we got Devil's Lair and Fallen Saber Strikes open, so they'll be open day one. And Helm comes online. HELM. What the heck is Helm?
I'll be honest. I don't really understand.
Is that the new strike? Is that the name of the new strike? HELM?
No, because the new strike is coming.
Oh yeah, my bad. Yep, later on.
March 30th. Yeah.
Yep.
Because someone explain the Helm to me in chat so we can look smart.
Yes.
The Umbral machine. There you go. It's the Umbral machine.
Oh, it's the new Umbral machine? Okay, cool. So we can just start interacting with that right away. A lot of people were like wicked down on
new hub
the return of the Umbral engrams. Like, I don't really get it. Was it the fact that they were named the same that everybody was upset about? Or is it the fact that they didn't like the system? Because I like the system.
People loved the system when it came out. People were like for the first time in a while, the Destiny community was like, this is actually really cool.
Yeah.
But then people got like drowned in Umbral engrams. And instead of thinking like, I don't like the system, they were saying, I don't like how many I'm getting, which is very different. They're very different things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was more about the contents that were going to come with Umbral and all, or the Prism Cast or whatever.
I think
But
it
apparently,
happened the week I was
people in
gone.
chat are saying it's a social space, actually, or a new space.
Yeah, people are saying Helm is a new social space.
We're
They
going
said,
Helm's Deep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I will say it does look like the strategy table of the old tower. So I
Ooh, we can play some tabletop games. We can play a
Maybe.
little werewolf.
I was thinking shoots and ladders.
Ooh, okay. All right. Are we playing with the standard rules or the new 2020 edition?
What's the 2020 edition?
You know, don't be coy.
2020, you've been stuck at home for a year edition.
Basically, there's shoots and ladders and shots.
I can understand that the Helm is where like all of the strategy is. It's where you strategize and all that stuff. But I just don't know what it means for me.
You don't think? Okay, so I'm looking at this. You don't think this could be the new meeting area? Do you remember in the very first tower?
Yes.
You went to see the Vanguard,
Mm-hmm.
and they're standing around the table
Mm-hmm.
in a room that doesn't look a lot different from this room that's in this little picture. Maybe we're gonna have a new Hunter Vanguard chosen.
Briar, I think you gumshoot it. You got it.
He's gonna be standing there with Cade's rock. Crow's gonna stand there with Cade's rock. Well, Eris's rock that Cade moved, and then he's gonna put it on the helm.
Yeah, but instead he's gonna say, "Eris, put your rock on me."
On me.
Yeah, Eris, put your rock on me right now. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Also coming February 9th is the Stasis Aspect Quest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We
What's
get
that
new
mean?
aspects.
Oh,
So
okay.
aspects are like Shatter Dive and all those types of things. And if I'm hoping it also comes with more story of, the stranger and Anna and stuff, that would be great. Because the honestly, the aspect quest did tell us a lot of story about the darkness and the stranger. So
Yeah,
I'm
a lot of lore
hoping that
behind it.
continues.
Mhm.
Yeah.
February 12th, Trials begins. Earn new armor, weapons, and more. I like this new Trials armor. I think it looks pretty badass.
It looks really nice. Yeah.
Wicked Dark Guardian stuff here.
Yep.
There's a lot of new stuff, new loot in Trials, which is in the TWAB. But yeah, there's a lot of new stuff.
Yeah, there is a lot. Okay, I'm going to keep moving on because we're going to talk about that later. Cleansing Battleground comes February 16th.
I assume that's a part of the new PvE activity.
Yeah, like EDZ.
Like another Battleground?
Or Cosmodrome Battleground or something.
Okay. On the 23rd, February 23rd, Oracle Battleground and Iron Banner comes back.
Okay.
What do you think of Oracle Battleground? What's that?
Looks like it might be in the Dreaming City. I could be wrong though.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
Looks like a cool space.
Looks very
I assume it's again the new PvE activity, just like another area.
I mean, anytime you talk about oracles, I automatically think of Vogue.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
They're just gonna drop it randomly.
Like Oracle Battleground. You mean the Vault of Glass? That's probably not gonna. Don't get your hopes up. I'm just making shit up.
So real quick before we keep going, Fiery Pink Yoda in chat gave us an article about the Helm. You got timed out, but I appreciate you. And in here it says Battlegrounds, the War Table, and Hammer of Proving. So it says to prove their strength in the eyes of the Cabal Empress, my bad. Players will need to challenge Caitlyn's warriors with a C in the new battleground activities across the system. Use the Hammer of Proving to forge and socket challenger medallions out of privileged Cabal gold for the right to take on Caitlyn with a C's fiercest commanders in ritual combat. Visit the War Table at the Helm to upgrade your Hammer of Proving through 3 tiers of pursuits that will unlock hammer upgrades, new proving runes, gear drops, and more. This sounds very much so like the menagerie.
Yeah. Also, if you scroll down to the bottom of that page, there's another picture that makes it even more like the where you hung out with the Vanguard.
That looks like the old tower.
Yeah, it super looks like the old tower.
It does.
I mean, we have seen that they're
Cool.
repairing the old tower too, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm up for that. That's cool. As long as there's a transmat, so you can easily get there.
Menagerie was so... I loved Menagerie. I loved doing the Menagerie. I loved getting loot from the Menagerie. So anything that's more akin to that, I am totally down.
Yeah, and
Actually, it was
also
a really good activity.
yeah, also all this stuff is sticking around for the entire season or the entire year that it gets introduced. So if it is going to do a menagerie type of event, definitely now. We need it like now, not like the last season, and everything gets refreshed, right? Like that would be really cool if that's what it is. And when when I zoom into Oracle Battleground, it actually does look like it could be like a menagerie type of thing.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so down.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to see. Next week, right?
March 23rd, we get the Proving Battleground Strike. Brand new strike.
Okay.
For season pass holders only. So you don't get this one. This is pay to play. You got to pay to play this one.
But on March 30th, it enters the playlist for all players.
Well, fucking A, man. You know what's better than shit you got to pay for? Shit you get for free.
Just got to wait a week.
A week? Yeah, that's not bad.
Mm-hmm. No, that's not bad at all.
And I know a lot of people were just like, why is the new strike coming so late? And it has to be because it's got something to do with the story. It has to be.
It must be, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's no reason for it.
April 13th, we get the another Iron Banner. And then April 20th through May 9th, the Guardian Games return.
Now, looking at the image of Guardian Games, there's something
dumb
in the
looking
background.
warlock.
There's in the background. First of all, I appreciate glowy things. That glowy cape, I want it. I'm gonna wear it. It's glowy. Yeah. It's great.
It is a good
but
cape.
in the background, there is what looks to be crucible symbols, right? Like two crossed swords, and then a cross sword with a circle.
Yeah.
Could the Guardian Games be coming to the Crucible?
Does that mean the Guardian Games are gonna change a little bit?
Interesting.
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, that would be the best version of the Guardian Games, where you sign up for a team, you go to the Crucible, you fight the other teams, and whoever comes out on top wins.
So it's always
my ideal Guardian Games would be like Hunters versus Warlocks, Titans versus Warlocks, Hunters versus Titans. That would be my.
Hunters are going to win every time because there's just more Hunters.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I'm sure they can find 6 Titans and 6 Warlocks. Okay.
I don't know. Played Iron Banner this week.
My computer just blue screened.
Oh.
I cannot read the rest of this.
Okay. But we were basically at the end, because then it says May 7th to May 9th is the Guardian Games closing ceremony, which is interesting. It's like 2 days of a closing ceremony.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Do you think Paul McCartney's going to
3 days
and sing a song?
Maybe. Hopefully it's not
a long song.
No, on day 1, the day 2 you got someone else. Yeah.
Dude's got some pipes.
Because that's when does because the next season's May 11th. So this is kind of taking us into the next season almost.
Perfect. Yeah, right. Hopefully there'll be like a multi-day kind of event.
Okay.
I hope so.
When was the last Guardian Games?
Last summer?
Yeah, it wasn't last summer?
It was in the summer, right? I'm not. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Oh, wasn't that different? I'm trying to remember. I feel like it was in the summer. So I find it a little strange that we're getting it in spring, but maybe that's because of the whole COVID timeline.
Also, we lost the Crimson Days thing.
We did. So I guess this is a replacement of that.
Nobody cares about Crimson Days.
I cared about Crimson Days.
I'm hoping this is some type of like live event situation and maybe some other stuff that we can get involved with, because I really like the last live event that happened where we went to a whole other location and watched stuff together. That was cool. Yeah, I would like some more of that
for sure. Yeah, cool. Are we so what do you think about like the calendar for the season?
seems pretty evenly spaced, and there's a lot on it that I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Like having the new PvE activity is exciting. I definitely prefer these type of activities over like the hunts that we had, where we get to go to like an arena or whatever, and we get to fight more like menagerie. I do like that, so I'm happy that we're getting like a bunch of those different battlegrounds scattered.
I like the
I
hunts. I didn't like how I had to like grind to get into a hunt every week. That was what pissed me off about the hunts.
Mm-hmm.
Getting a new strike and 2 returning strikes, that's great. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it, because like we also know that when we looked at the season, I'll try and get there, the seasonal first season of the Chosen, of all the information that was on that page, we saw that there was an exotic quest redacted, and this has like the Tex Mechanews emblem, but it looks maybe a little spooky, a little dark,
a little first curse-ish.
I like how much PvP content is on this roadmap.
I mean, there's Iron Banner, there's Trials launching, there's actually a fair bit on that roadmap, okay?
It is kind of funny how it's like, Iron Banner, Iron Banner, Iron Banner. You know what's happening right now? Iron Banner.
You know, I'm hoping that this exotic quest isn't just the first curse returning. I would love to have first curse back, because I actually really enjoyed that gun, but I hope that it's like a little bit of dark yeehaws.
Dark yeehaw. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into some weapons. So the Swarm, Palindrome, and Shadow Price are coming back.
Spoils the war.
I could have sworn Shadow Price was already back, but whatever.
You know, it feels like the Swarm was back, but it's clearly not. It's weird.
Yeah, you're gonna be able to get those from Nightfall the Ordeal. But then it also says that Nightfall the Ordeal weapons have a chance to drop at the end of the activity, depending on your medal. And then if you want to get adept versions, you can do the Grandmaster Nightfall and get adept versions of all 3 of those.
That's really cool.
That's good. I like that.
Do we know what adept is going to do to it?
I assume it's just like the Trials adept stuff with adept mods and stuff.
Yeah.
I like it when they leave this stuff up to mystery anyway. Like,
yeah,
I like it when it's day one, somebody actually earns it, and you look on Twitter and like, oh shit, the Palindrome is actually dope if you get the depth version. Here's why.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, it's cool. It's finally here. I was gonna say also with the season pass stuff and the schedule, like for me, I think the biggest thing is getting new strikes in the game, because it's been desperately needed. And
content is king.
Yeah, content's king, exactly. And if we do have menagerie type activities being added with this season, which then are going to carry over into the following seasons, I think that's going to be dope. Definitely good. Definitely good. Overall, solid.
Yeah, overall, I'm pretty excited for this season. Like it's got all the stuff in PvE that I tend to enjoy, and I spent the most time in PvE when it was the menagerie and stuff like that. So I'm very excited for that. There's a lot coming to Trials, which we'll go through. And the exotics look pretty cool. So yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Cool.
There's new breech loaded grenade launcher coming, Salvager's Salvo.
Yeah, this is the pursuit weapon. And breech loaded grenade launchers were buffed.
All right.
Trials. People were upset about the swords in Trials, so they introduced a sword in Trials.
The sword is beautiful.
It is gorgeous.
It looks like it is a Solar Temptations hook, because in the trailer there was like some solar thing being thrown from the sword. So I assume that's what that is. Honestly, all the weapons look really good. The hand cannon, like the designs on these weapons is great.
Yeah, they're top notch.
Yeah, I think the hand cannon in particular looks really good.
It does look very cool. Looks unique.
Yep.
Same thing the armor. Yeah, the armor I think looks outstanding.
The armor is badass.
Yeah, I think that's aptly explained. It's badass.
It's badass.
They're like, we need to get people in this playlist. Let's put some badass armor in there.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll say, if you're someone who doesn't play a lot of Trials and it's like not your jam, but you really want some of these weapons and armor, just do every week.
Just pay for a recovery. Like Tefty does.
No.
Every week. I'm like, here you go. Please don't steal my information.
Don't do that. Just do the bounty. Do the bounty each week, and you will eventually get everything. You may not have adept versions of stuff, and you might not be able to get a glow if there's like a glow on this armor, but you will be able to get everything eventually. So just that doesn't require you to go 3, 5, 7 wins. You just have to do the bounty. So I highly encourage people to try. If you like what you are seeing, just try and do the bounty. Don't put pressure on yourself to get the wins. Just try and do the bounty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this armor looks dope.
Yeah. There's a new ghost shell, a new sparrow, and a new ship too.
And they look good too.
Everything in Trials looks amazing.
The sparrow looks almost like a coffin. It's really cool looking.
Mm-hmm.
Like a space coffin, and I'm riding on it.
It's a coffin for all of your enemies that you absolutely destroyed.
What you keeping in there, huh? Huh? Where are you going also? Sounds pretty dark, man. Yeah, stuff looks great. Really cool. They also showed pictures of new weapons coming too. Season Chosen.
Yeah.
Which also look cool.
Aesthetically,
they look super familiar though. I can't place like maybe Rise of Iron.
That fusion rifle looks pretty Leviathan-y.
Yeah, I think Leviathan.
Yeah.
Hints of Leviathan mixed in with some other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks good though. Like I like it.
It looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we're getting. That's why I'm looking forward to the season. I know people are trying not to get hyped, and you don't have to get hyped, but just from what I'm seeing, having the weapons that you can get from doing the Nightfall Ordeal, having adept versions of those to go after, having a bunch of new stuff in Trials, a new pursuit weapon, having like these new weapons that are coming. I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
Some good stuff coming.
Yeah. Now, Cult of Neon.
Yeah.
This was a surprise. Did you see this coming?
No.
Yeah.
This is exciting. This
is a big change. They looked at like they probably were like, man, nobody uses these exotics. Weird. Right?
No.
Why would you not use any of the Eon products? Right? They're the best.
They all stink.
They said the redesign Eon Cult exotic armor pieces. We wanted to lean hard into the idea that these are exotics you and your fire team will really want to work with together as a team. And with that in mind, they had 3 major goals: create role-based mechanics that reward you for doing things for your role, and create mechanics that reward other players on your fire team when you fulfill your role, and give your fire team incentive for each player to take on a different role. So, with that said, Sect of Force Eon Cult mod. By the way, you'll have these mods automatically, right? So once you get the Eon Swift pulled out of your inventory, it's like you got the mods.
Yeah.
Pick, right?
So they've decided to go with the Armor 2.0 kind of route instead of just completely reworking the exotics, and they gave them a unique mod socket and mods, which are all unlocked as soon as you acquire the exotics. So you don't need to worry about getting them.
So the first one, Sect of Force. You specialize in punishing powerful combatants before they can harm your allies. Rapid precision hits with a weapon temporarily increase your reload speed and weapon swap speed. And then also when you stun a champion or defeat a mini-boss, your nearby fire team members gain a burst of grenade and melee energy. Eon Cult allies who do not have the Sect of Force role equipped also gain a burst of super energy. So there's quite a bit going on there.
Very cool.
Right? Mm-hmm. Like, you have suddenly you're introduced get precision hits for your reload and swap speed. So like that can, parry with a bunch of stuff in the game. It's cool. And then like the whole combo with killing mini bosses or stunning champions, like energy, like I like where this is going. Next,
yeah, I like this a lot.
Yeah. Sect of Insight. You specialize in empowering your allies and keeping them well supplied. I think this is the most interesting one, by the way. Successive precision weapon takedowns have a chance to drop an orb of power for your allies. Cool. More super energy. That's always good. Then when you use a finisher on an elite, you generate special ammo for your fire team. When you use a finisher on a boss or mini boss, you generate heavy ammo for your fire team. Nearby Aeon Cult allies who do not have the Sect of Insight role equipped also gain a bonus to weapon damage for a short time. Now, they don't mention anything about using super energy to spend on the finisher on this.
True.
So this suddenly gets bumped up into a pretty high, like, hey, this is really good if you're struggling for your high-end material, or like your high-end activities, not have enough ammo and all that, right?
Or in raids when you're constantly looking for heavy.
That seems great.
I mean, the trade-off is you're giving up an exotic for the Eon exotic, you know?
Yeah, but that's an exotic that gives you heavy is a pretty good exotic.
Yeah. A heavy if you finish a mini boss. Finish a boss or a mini boss, yeah. It's pretty good, honestly.
Yeah, that's
it's really
good.
Yeah. Sect of Vigor. Eon Cult mod. You specialize in keeping your allies in the fight. Gains class ability energy as your allies die. Gain full class ability energy when you resurrect an ally.
This will be good for like invis hunters. You know, if you're like,
yeah.
oh crap, someone dies, you're like last guardian standing. You get the invis. You can res them, and then you can get the invis up again.
Mm-hmm.
So that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, and it says also when you cast your super, nearby allies gain an instant burst of healing. So Eon Cult allies who do not have the Sect of Vigor role equipped also gain an overshield. So
that's pretty cool.
People are dying. Suddenly cast that. Everybody gets a rush of health. That's pretty cool.
I'm imagining this on like middle tree arc warlock where they can, use their super and cancel it. So you could literally kind of just focus on supering to heal, cancel, super, heal, cancel. And same thing with middle tree arc strider if you use Raiju's harness. Oh wait, you can't use Raiju's harness. Never mind. Just arc warlocks. Just arc.
That's interesting.
But they would be able to kind of maybe even play like a healer, run 100 intellect, and just pop your super to heal your allies and then get rid of it.
Wow, I didn't even think about what that means for the Crucible. Mighty Samson in chat mentioned that. I was like, wow, that would suck. You're shooting someone, they're about to die, and someone pops their super, and suddenly they get a burst of healing. Like, is that going to happen? And it must happen in the Crucible, right?
Yeah, they'd have to be wearing the Aeon exotic, though, which I'm sure people will be in the beginning.
They'll be testing it, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do give up quite a bit if you're going to choose to wear this stuff. But now, this is definitely a contender for something that you might want to use in a build.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think the heavy ammo, that's a big one, man, because you don't have to spend a
It could
mod
be.
slot. In order to get that, you have to spend, I think it's like six energy or whatever you have to put in your class item to be able to get that ability to generate heavy. I think it's that. I could be wrong. But like still, you have to allocate that and spend super energy if you want to get special or heavy out of that stuff. Also, I think you have to pick one or the other, special or heavy. Now you can you have both, and you're not spending super energy. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I'm really happy that they did something like this. This is a really interesting way that I didn't see them going with it. I think it's super cool that they didn't just, they could have given one of these to the Aeon Swifts, right? You could have given just one of them and then have that be it. But they gave us Aeon Cult mods, and you can choose depending on what you want to do and what you need. So I really, really like this approach. I think this is a really cool way to do it.
Yep.
And maybe we'll see people using them in GMs. You never know. Maybe.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have all your catalysts on every
I
weapon?
think I have all of these ones.
Yeah. I don't think I have Telesto.
No?
Yeah.
I might not have the Telesto one.
So if you do not have the catalyst for Bad Juju, Izanagi's Burden, Sleeper Simulant, the Huckleberry, Worldline Zero, Polaris Lance, Telesto, Legend of Acurus, or Skyburner's Oath, good news, it's coming into the game again in some place.
That's good.
Some random area that you think it's probably gonna drop from strikes or something?
Maybe it'd be the easiest way to do it instead of putting it in a quest is just have them randomly drop for people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're missing catalyst for Whisper of the Worm and Outbreak Perfected, they are still
then
unobtainable.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Go Go pound sand. That's going to be available at some future update. Who knows when? Maybe next year? Maybe 2 years? Maybe 5 years? 5 years?
Maybe next season.
Never.
Who knows?
Maybe next
Really?
season.
It could be anything. It could be anywhere.
Yeah.
It could be next week.
Maybe they'll change your mind. Yeah. They'll be like, you know what? We're throwing it in there. Yeah. Let's see. They got Prime Gaming as well. Some other crap. Graviton Lance, Karina, Nebula Exotic. Like free stuff for signing up with Prime that most people already have if you play the game a bunch. Yeah. Anything else?
I think that's about it.
The only thing we have is just the update timeline for next Tuesday, which is, of course, when the season is dropping. So 8 a.m. PST is when maintenance will begin. 8:45 players are going to be removed from Destiny, and Destiny 2 will be brought offline. 9 a.m. Pacific update will go available across platforms and regions, and you'll be able to log back into Destiny 2. And 10 a.m. Pacific is when the maintenance is completely over.
Also,
so 9 a.m. is when you can play.
Also, they had put this in here, which I'm bummed out about. The SDR console update. Steam Datagram Relay is coming to consoles during Season of the Chosen. But we need more testing and fixes before it's ready to go live. If you don't know...
What is Steam Datagram Relay?
It's what prevents DDoSing on PC.
Yeah.
And they said that was coming, that this season consoles were going to get it. And I was like... All right, that's the only thing that my PS5 is missing, man. So I could just freely jump in the Crucible and not worry about someone sniping my my IP address. And it's gonna be a bit.
The good news is they did say that it is coming in Season of the Chosen. So hopefully they can get it out during this season, and hopefully it's just like a small delay to test to make sure it works.
Right?
I mean, ultimately, it would be really bad if they were like DDoS protections out, and then it turns out it doesn't actually protect you. And people are like,
protects you from anybody with an IP address.
yeah.
Or anybody who wants to send you a packet.
Yeah, it would be bad. Yep.
Yeah, this seems like something that needs a lot of testing before they want to roll it out.
Yep. We should also mention on the item and quest removal, as announced earlier this week, before Season of the Hunt ends on February 9th, it's recommended to turn in the following items and quests, or they will be removed from players' inventory or will no longer be able to use or be used. Weekly bounties, strikes, Crucible, Gambit, Gunsmith, Crow, all that. Got to turn them in. Crucible tokens and Crucible token gifts. If you haven't turned in all 11,000 of your tokens, if you start now, you might be done by Monday. Okay? So there's that. Memory fragments for stasis as well. Get those done if you haven't already. All Crow bounties. Planetary materials. Alkane dust. Wait, are these going away? Planetary materials? Alkane
You'll
dust,
be able
phase
to
glass.
turn these into Spider for Glimmer, is what it says.
Okay, yeah.
I'm probably not going to do any of this.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's fine. If you don't want to, if you don't want to get some legendary shards, that's okay.
Yeah, all the materials. It sounds
It just seems like it's going to take a lot of time.
It will take a lot of time. I will do it until I am bored, and then I will stop doing it.
Right.
I'm like, sure,
I will not start doing it because I'm already bored. I'm pre-bored.
Are you looking for a boring task when you're already bored state?
Let me tell you, have you had too much pot?
You like holding down the mouse button for extended periods of time for small little rewards? Yeah.
Did you get one of those little pecking water things for Christmas? Have you been looking for a use for it?
Yep.
Oh, man.
Let's do some Twitter questions.
Let's do it, man.
Let's do it.
Fucking do it, man. Miggs Mayfield says, so judging by what we've seen from the trailer and the info Bungie has given us already, do you think the Season of the Chosen will start to take Destiny in a direction it needs to be, or would we have to wait for the next expansion? In your opinion, what would the direction be? That's the question, Miggs. Is everybody, you ask, what direction does Destiny need to go into? And every person you fucking ask is going to have a different answer. So you're never going to be able to satisfy everybody because everybody wants different things.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the real question is, and somehow Bungie's got to suss out from all this noise in the community on Reddit or on the Bungie forums or on Twitter. Like, what do the mass majority of people want?
Yeah.
Like, how do we solve this problem so that the most people are going to like the game the most?
Yeah. Yeah, that's really it. I completely agree.
I'm glad it's not my fucking job.
Right?
Yeah, Destiny has been so many things as its primary thing just throughout its lifeline. There's so many people that came to this game for different reasons. So Bungie is at this point where they're like, how do we make the perfect game for everybody? You can't. It's impossible.
It's impossible, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, them adding strikes and what looks like hopefully a better seasonal activity is definitely a step in the right direction towards it being a more utopia Destiny. But yeah, it's like I don't think that ever exist or ever will exist for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, in my perfect world, we'd get a ton more content, constantly. But
New
that's
raids
not going to
every
happen.
week.
Once a year. I'd take once a year.
New raids? We get raids once a year.
We get raids once a year. I'd love new strikes, new Crucible maps, new Gambit maps, just all new vendor weapons.
Yep.
It's not realistic. It's not going to happen. We know that.
Yep.
Drag says, after feeling the fatigue of playing for however many years, I took almost the whole season off. Now I want to start playing again, but the idea of having to do the same stuff just to raise my power level is stopping me. Any advice? Yeah, don't worry about your power level. Play the game how you want to play it. Don't even look at it.
You can come back to the next season and it bumps you to basically the top power level of the season before. So you're not going to have much of a grind. Bungie's been pretty good at getting people caught up if you take a break.
Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about that. You're already
I don't look at my power level at all. Occasionally I'll run into an activity where I got to I got to actually grind some power level to do this activity, or you know what, I'll just play a little bit more the way I want to play for the next couple of weeks and come back to that activity later, because it's usually not a big deal.
It's usually Grandmasters at this point. Grandmasters, or if you want to play Iron Banner or Trials at a high level. Yeah,
occasionally there's a cool weapon hidden behind something that you got to be mid-level for,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about it. Trust me. Just get in the new stuff, start doing it. I'm sure you'll be able to do the new seasonal activity totally fine without worrying about your level. You can just go in there, have a good time. And by the time GMs are out, if that's something you want to do, you probably have caught up by then. So really, don't worry about it. You can get back in and start playing quickly.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the only reason to worry about power level is probably if you want to get into a raid day one, and if you want to get into GMs, or if you just want to see the number.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. The power level in this game is, for the most part, been reduced to just a couple a few activities that it really makes a difference in.
And yeah, they're hardcore activities.
Yeah, unless
Drag says,
unless of course you're just bad and you need a lot of power level to not die.
I can't believe you just called me out like that. That was fucked up.
Sometimes Drag you gotta get good, man.
After feeling the fatigue of playing I just read that one. Sorry. Paul Thomas says, how do you all feel about the backlash to the design of the season pass armor? I fully support Backlash. They're my favorite band.
I always think it's funny when a controversial armor gets released or shown.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm just it's something new. It's a new design. It looks different to things that we have in the game already. And I personally love getting something that looks different to things that are already in the game. Because I might not love all of it, but I'm probably going to be able to make use of, if not the full armor set, parts of the armor set to have a different look on my character. But I really don't want to have just the same old looks that are, pretty safe and generally people think they look cool. I like having some new stuff thrown in there.
Yeah, man. That Titan helmet looks like Blasphemous. And if you don't know what I'm referring to when I'm talking about Blasphemous, then you don't deserve to be followed by me on Twitter. So I'm just going to unfollow you. I've been doing a lot of that, actually, on Twitter, unfollowing Destiny creators who are just constantly putting out shitty takes. What the fuck? Why am I following this person?
Cleaning house?
Oh, man. I've been doing a ton of cleaning out house. I mean, let's be honest. The Destiny community, turns out there's a lot of shitbags in it.
There have been quite a few outings.
Yeah.
There's been quite a few outings.
Yeah. It's been, yeah. You know what I did recently? I turned on notifications for Wario 64.
I did too. Were you looking for a specific item?
An Xbox Series X, man. I got my eyes on the prize. I want.
Yeah.
They did a Walmart thing, but I was 30 minutes too late. I was like, damn.
Dude, you got to be like Johnny on the spot with that shit. Still.
Screw you, conference call. I got to look at Wario 64.
I did that for the PlayStation headset because I really wanted the PlayStation headset. So I put them on my notifications on for Wario 64. Mm-hmm. If anybody doesn't know, Wario 64 is a It's a Twitter account that basically tweets out when stuff that is kind of rare goes live on a website, like PlayStation 5s or Xbox One or Xbox Series X's. It also does like sales for video games, which is normally uninteresting to me.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm looking for something that he's tweeting about, like it's a great resource because he'll tweet out in 30 minutes, Walmart's going to have these things up for sale. I don't know how he knows.
I think psychic.
Could be. That adds up.
Makes sense.
Something
to
do with Roswell, UFO sightings, and psychic abilities. Pretty sure.
That's how we feel about the design of the season pass armor.
I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna wear that weird ass face. People are gonna say that your hunter looks great. Just watch.
I might switch over to maining a Titan just because I love the penitent one helmet so much.
Hey, it might be good for us to get some variety up in here.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I've been a warlock main for 5 years.
Dude, I started Destiny as a warlock.
Podcast is full of warlocks.
Black Zard #BLM says, how much longer do y'all think trailers are going to carry us through new releases? I'm not that dissatisfied with Destiny 2, but trailers seem too hype. Oh no, I'm sorry. Trailers seem to hype me up enough to pull me back in. I probably average 10 hours a week during busy times, so I'm casual and not that burnt out.
Wait, there's a lot going on in that question.
Yeah, run it back.
It was like, yeah, just read it again.
I don't think that's going to help. Look,
Okay.
The trailers are good. And if you're not burnt out on Destiny, like just enjoy the trailer and play the game. Like 10 hours, I wouldn't say 10 hours a week of Destiny is casual.
Because I heard, like, I'm happy with Destiny. I'm not burnt out. The trailers are too hype, and I don't understand.
No. There's a punctuation issue here, but trailers seem to hype me up.
They hype me
enough
up
to pull me back in. But it doesn't sound like he's gone. He's playing 10 hours a week. Dude, just enjoy it.
Yeah.
I like
Don't
trailers
worry.
that get me hype.
When you see other people complaining about the stuff you're enjoying, ignore
unfollow them.
Ignore them.
Just
Yeah.
unfollow that.
This
person is always complaining about something I love. I'm going to unfollow him and be a happier person because of it.
Yeah, it's not worth getting in the fight of that stuff. Like, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it.
No matter who you are, if it's going to make you happier and you're going to have a better mental health and you're going to enjoy the things you enjoy more by unfollowing people or muting people or whatever you need to do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Just do it. Just like Reebok says. Jimmy Mac 03 says, will Destiny Twitter ever be happy? Wow, totally related question. No. I mean, it's not wise monetarily to be happy. You're going to make more money, and people are on Twitter to make money. You're going to be more money if you constantly are complaining because you
telling me if I get into some
get
drama,
more traffic that way.
If I get into some drama, my Twitter analytics are going to increase?
Yes.
Yep, sure will.
If you make YouTube videos where you're constantly complaining, you will get more views and more engagement.
Wow.
It's true.
This is how these things are designed.
Yeah.
No, Twitter will never be happy because it does not monetarily make sense to be happy.
You also don't get a lot of attention if you're just like, this is nice.
Yeah. That's true.
I'm having fun. No one cares about fun. Tell me, rage at me, scream.
Yes. Feed my rage.
Just like werewolf.
I mean, it makes sense though, right? Because there's not a lot to talk about. If two people are like, yeah, I like that, that's kind of conversation over. If one person is like, oh, I hated that, like, oh, well, let's talk about it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. I mean, that's what it is.
People love drama. People like gossiping, you know? Any little piece of drama, people want to be in on it. So.
Yeah.
Blink 148 says, I feel both happy and disappointed by recent TWABs, including today's. As much as I never expect the holy grail of TWABs, when was the last time y'all felt a TWAB was the best it could be? I love this guy. This guy's actually reviewing TWABs now. I think that's what we ought to do. We should assign like an IGN 10 out of 10 score to a TWAB, right? It's like, I'm going to say, look, the information content of this TWAB was like an 8 out of 10. I'm going to say that the hidden meme-ness of it was like a 6 out of 10, but the sword really brought it up. I'd say it gave it an extra point. The trial sword gave it an extra point. I like that. This guy's on the right track.
Yeah.
I was pretty happy with this TWAB.
Well, that was a
Like,
good job, yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
I don't know. I know you said like not expecting the holy grail of TWAB, so I get that. But I don't know. I don't know what I expect for Bungie to tell me every week of something that's gonna blow my mind. I don't really expect that. When I see
Yeah.
something like the Aeon exotics being redone, I love that. Didn't expect it. Made me really happy. When I saw like the amount of stuff that's coming to trials, with not just the armor and the weapons, but also like the ghost and the sparrow and the ship, and they look really cool.
Mhm.
So I'm pretty happy with TWABs frequently, I'd say.
Yeah.
You know that I'm unhappy with a TWAB when somebody says, Briar, read the TWAB. I'm like, no, I don't want to read the TWAB. It's boring. Let's talk about something else.
Yeah, when it's mostly maintenance stuff and they're fixing that and they're like, yeah, we're listening, then it's like, I could care less about the TWAB. When it's stuff
I don't
to
think
do,
personally that the TWAB is mandatory to talk about on this show. Like, if the TWAB is just advertising for Bungie, that's not the function of this show. The function of this show is to talk about Destiny, talk about the Destiny community experience. And if the TWAB has nothing to do with that or is not relevant to it, then I don't feel like we should adjust the TWAB at all, to be honest with you.
yeah.
Like, our job is not advertisement for Bungie. It's talking about Destiny from a player's perspective.
Why are we getting those checks?
We're supposed to keep that on the download, Tefty.
Oh no!
That's why I call you Narc all the time, man.
That is why.
I was gonna say though, my favorite TWABs though are the ones that give a glimpse to the next big DLC.
Oh yeah, like the one from Luke Smith this summer, where he didn't only talk about the next DLC, he talked about like years in advance.
Yeah, that was like
huge.
That was great.
that was
a
peak
10 out of
TWAB.
10 TWAB.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That was the holy grail of TWABs right there.
yeah.
That was a TWAB.
TWAB.
Sure
Blade Cook
was.
says, so with Osiris taking Crow under his wing, bringing him to the tower, plus giving him new gear that looks awesome to no longer look like a servant to Spider, do you guys think the rumor of Crow being the next speaker is true, or even the next Hunter Vanguard?
But yes, both.
Yeah,
Because
they've
of-
consolidated, they've downsized. It's 2 jobs into 1 now. Tough times at the tower, and he's also undercutting all the pay as well. Everybody's pissed. He's coming in at like minimum wage. for all that.
Oh man, so he's like a scab.
Yeah, he's just
He's not going to join the union. That is such a Crow thing to do. That emo motherfucker won't join the union.
He's
comes
not
in,
emo
undercuts
anymore.
everybody else's
He's
pay.
like lovely and adorable.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't even. He's not even
what,
emo
his
anymore.
tactics. Wise.
Got you fooled.
Come on.
No, he's great. He's such a nice guy.
Yeah,
lovely.
let's make
Did
him
you see-
president.
Did you
Such
see
a nice
that-
guy now.
Did you
He's
read
totally
the lore?
changed. He's
No,
reborn,
he's a different
reformed.
guy. He's different. He's a different
Yeah, yeah.
person.
Born again.
He said he doesn't want to eat noodles because they look like worms.
So what? You got pictures of this guy doing coke in the 80s. He's born again.
Different guy.
You can trust him now. Sonic D Hedgehog says, what is your main Guardian theme song? For example, my Guardian theme is Don't Sweat the Technique by Eric B. and Rakim.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
Guardian theme song.
That's tough.
You know, I
man.
do always get I'm always happy when I can listen to the original first Attack on Titan opening in the Crucible, because it's just like it's very epic, makes me feel like I'm going to do something cool, and then I don't do something cool, but it makes me feel like something cool is about to go down. And it's relevant because Attack on Titan, and I do like murdering Titans. It's a good time. I like Titan murder.
Right. I'm just trying to figure out what my favorite Led Zeppelin song is.
I was gonna say Led Zeppelin, but
Like it's tied to Led Zeppelin. This game is tied to Led Zeppelin because of that old advertising and the way they would play Led Zeppelin songs during that advertising. And I know that like people who actually worked on the music of Destiny were not happy about that, but like that's not my fucking problem. It just sounded awesome when it was happening.
All
But I
right.
can't think of like which
I'm gonna
song it
go-
would be.
I'm gonna go with Queen. Don't Stop Me Now.
Oh, I
That's
used to play that at the
very
beginning
good.
of every stream I did.
And then the DMCA Apocalypse.
Because I'm having a good time. Don't stop me now.
That is a great. That is a great.
That's the canonical
That
DCP
is
answer right there. We've voted.
That's true. I do love that.
VHRP says, what are your thoughts of drip feeding? We kind of talked about this already, so I'm going to move on. Ghost of New York says, realistically, when will we see an update to the Crucible suite? New game modes, new maps, bigger maps. We don't know. They're not talking about it.
I have no idea. I keep saying that I assume we're going to hear about that kind of stuff in the like State of Destiny thing that's coming this next season in Season of the Chosen. We're going to get a big thing about that. So yeah, I expect to hear about it then.
What if we don't?
If we don't, then I think it's,
What if it's just a
Time to be.
giant mole that's left on the side of Destiny?
that would be bad. That would be very, very bad.
Moly.
If they're gonna have a big State of Destiny, they have to put Crucible stuff in there. If they don't put if they don't talk about Crucible at all, that really makes me feel like
Shaxx is doing his thing.
Pack it up.
See, what if you came into Destiny 2 when Gambit showed up and we're like, Gambit's my jam. This is what I do. And then you're like, why is there no new Gambit maps ever?
Yeah.
True.
You can say that about any part of Destiny, though. Honestly,
well, we're getting new
it's been
strikes.
completely neglected.
Yeah, but at this point, though, so Crucible and Gambit are getting. I feel like Gambit did get reevaluated recently. I guess Crucible is the hardest one, but you got Trials. Trials is technically part of the Crucible.
I'll say, to be fair, they are adding a lot of loot to Trials. Like that is probably more than I expected. But to hear about like maps and game modes and just the overall health of Crucible, if we don't hear about it in the State of Destiny, I think it's time to just be like, all right, they're not gonna talk about it.
They're like, Crucible? Oh yeah, that. Well, it exists.
Well, yeah, it's there. You can play it.
Queue on up.
Dredger and Lolo says, did you guys read the Dark Future lore book? Also, do you think Destiny is a good place overall? Are you kidding me? We wrote the fucking Dark Future lore book.
It's true. That was us. You can ask
We
us
are
any
the Dark
questions
Future.
about it. You will know all of the answers.
We're cited in all the soursources.
Yeah.
Is Destiny
Seriously,
a good place?
what's the Dark Future lore book? Is that in the game, or is that something that happened outside of the game? Like did Mylan write that or something?
Chat, help us out.
We wrote the fucking Dark
We wrote it. We definitely wrote it. We're very knowledgeable.
As far as lore goes, I think Destiny is a fantastic place. Overall, I think obviously if you're mainly a Crucible player, you're probably looking at a different game to play.
No. I think he's asking. They're asking, is it like a good place to be? Like, would you want to live in the Destiny world? Like,
I don't think that's what he's asking, but I think it's a more interesting question. No, he says, do you think Destiny is in a good place overall?
Yeah, Tefty's asking.
Minus loot issues.
No, he's totally asking if we would like to live there.
Okay,
Tefty's
yeah,
right.
let's answer that then. No, it sounds dangerous.
it sounds kind of horrifying.
You see the people in the tower? They're always so scared.
And you seen the meatball in the freaking in Gambit? That thing's terrifying.
That is terrifying.
Imagine getting consumed by that.
Imagine if you're going out doing your shopping. You think COVID is bad. Imagine if there are a bunch of meatballs floating around.
Get out of here. Then a taken captain shows up, blinds you.
Yeah.
And a 9'10" lady without her hat comes in with tusks.
And the Guardians who are supposed to be protecting you, they are out for themselves. All they care about is getting new loot.
Yeah,
they don't give a shit about you. They do not give a shit about anybody in the last city. They do not care. They've never even been there. Yeah, not a good place to live. Bullman says, do you think the Warlock Aeon exotic will make players take Phoenix Protocol off when running GMs?
Maybe.
Phoenix Protocol is a Warlock exotic.
Wait, what does Phoenix Protocol do?
I know this since I'm a warlock.
Isn't
main.
it the one where you get 2 grenades?
No.
Wait.
If Phoenix Protocol, you get your super energy back while getting kills while in the piss well.
Oh.
Chat, back me up.
No, I don't think that's gonna help. Then I think they're still gonna do that. That sounds really powerful.
No, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Yep. That's it. Yep.
But getting ammo also seems pretty good.
Ammo for other people, or I could just be all powerful in my piss well. I mean, these are Guardians. Guardians are a selfish slot. We talked about this on the last question.
I don't know.
Maybe. Yes, I'm going to be using them.
Fist says, with sunsetting being so hard-baked into the game systems now, do you see any realistic chance of it being reversed or at least toned down?
No, I want them to turn it up. I want them to nuke our entire vault every year and then give us an ass load of weapons with all the new people that they hire. That's what I want.
Yes.
I'm on board.
Nuke them.
But they got to go full because you see, it's already happening. You know, we're getting some oldies, which like I'm kind of concerned about. You know, I'm like
kind of concerned. That was horrifying to find out that they were going to give us old shit that we had already seen sunsetted.
But also from D1, the Swarm Palindrome Shadow Price. I know some people are like, "Oh, my heart, you know, this is my favorite weapon." But I'm like, yeah.
The Shadow Price already came back once.
Yeah.
Like, we already got a shot of nostalgia for the Shadow Price once. I think it was Rise of Iron. It came back. So, and we're like, oh, the Shadow Price is back. How cool is that?
Like Watts is saying, nuke it all. Nuke it all. It's
nuke it.
Done. And then brand new whole set of shiny armor or weapons and maybe archetypes too.
I will say I don't personally want them to go back on sunsetting, me personally, but I play other games besides Destiny that have done that. But the whole armor thing, I don't think they should sunset armor. The sunsetting armor doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't see why to do that. Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. Like weapons make sense to me, but sunsetting armor doesn't make any sense.
I just kind of looked down into my system tray and I realized I'm not recording this show. I'm not recording my voice at all. Just FYI, I thought I'd throw that out there.
All right.
Just gonna go ahead and say that. Forcado says, so who on the podcast is more capable to help us out? How do you properly pronounce Caitlin with a C?
Caitlin with a C.
All right, we nailed it, Forcado.
We nailed it.
Caitlin with a C. It's Caitlin with a C.
Yeah.
Get used to saying it. Repeat it in your head over and over. Caitlin with a C. Caitlin with a C. Who's that new chick with the tusk? Caitlin with a C. Just kind of internalize it.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe type it out in chat a couple of times for yourself. Some people are visual learners.
That's
Go
true.
ahead. Caitlin with a C.
Yeah.
There you go.
That might have been the wrong keyboard. I don't know. It didn't come up in chat.
Briar is killing it today. He is doing great.
I had a long day. There's a lot of sledgehammers in my day today.
And a lot of lack of water, which sounds great.
And a very really tough to deal with smell in the air.
Foul stench.
Yeah. Kessler 23632 says, that's a lot of numbers, but they kind of roll off the tongue. 23632.
I like the question of, is Briar hammered? Well, kinda, actually. He's been getting jackhammered all day.
All day. I haven't been jackhammered this much since I was a freshman in college. If you were allowed an extra annual slap to use on one character in Destiny, who would you use it on?
So this is just an in-game slap?
Yeah, in-game slap. You get to slap one person, one character in Destiny. DCP can also combine slaps and do a collective ultra slap if desired.
Ultra slap sounds like
I don't
the
know
way
if
to
we
go.
could we agree on who to slap? Because right away I'm going after Crow.
I don't think
I'm using my annual slap.
I wouldn't waste my slap on the Crow.
No.
That's where we disagree.
Because he's gonna be like, "Why'd you hit me, man? I don't even know." Like, there's no, like, you knew this was coming and now you're getting it type of thing, you know?
Don't believe it. I think he's a bad guy.
But he wouldn't know. He has no recollection. So the slap is like
That's what a bad guy
him.
would say.
You want your slap to register.
Slap. I'm gonna use my slap on Banshee, but his ass.
Oh, damn.
Okay. All right.
Old school.
Then I'm going to use my slap on Caitlin with the C, but on that ass.
You might not get the hand back.
That's gonna be an earthquake. That sounds fun.
I'm holding on to my slap. I only get one per year. I got to see how this year plays out.
It goes away at the end of the season. It goes away at the end of the season.
I'll tell you around Christmas. No, it's an annual slap. Do you understand what annual means? It's a whole year. It's not the seasonal slap.
Lawyered.
Damn.
I'm holding on. Maybe on Christmas Eve, I'll hand out my annual slap. Fawn says, I've been playing a lot of Hitman 3. Good on you. And have been thinking I would love some sneaky sequences in Destiny 2. Maybe we get sucked into a throne world that we are not ready for and have to sneak out. If you could add one type of gameplay to Destiny 2, what would it be?
Remember that mission in the
literally in Crota's throne world where we had to sneak around?
Taken King, yeah. You know, it's funny. That mission added a lot of abilities for people to test reticle and like how much. You remember that weapon testing?
True,
with how the
yeah.
reticle get affected. Yeah,
I remember.
I don't know.
So if you could add one type of gameplay to Destiny 2, what would it be?
Oh, elemental reactions. I don't know if that counts, but I want that.
Like in
I want
Genshin Impact?
Yes. I want to be able to like mix my super with other people's super to create something else. Like that would be so fun. Imagine throwing like fire on the Revenant super and it's just a tornado of fire going at people. That would be great.
That would be an awesome day in Destiny.
I want that.
What would I want in the game? Let's put Gwent in there.
Yeah.
You know?
I have a lot of fond memories of Gwent, do you?
Can't get enough of it.
Or any.
Maybe you go down to Zaval's office and he's like, Gwent? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the Helm's for.
Yeah.
It's for Gwent.
It's a Gwent table.
Yeah, it is.
James Carey says, "If Destiny 2...
I got it. Brian.
Oh, all right.
This one's for you. What they need is an actual tavern where you can go and get actually drunk in Destiny. That's the game mode.
Yes, I'm in. James Carey says, if Destiny 2 ever added a summon monster as a ability or super, which enemy type or kind would you want fighting for you? So you can only summon an enemy type. Well, it'd be a raid boss. But which one?
Summon
Riven.
Yeah, it'd be Riven.
Definitely
Absolutely.
Riven.
I want a Hamkara fighting on my side.
That's definitely the obvious choice for sure.
She can give me my wishes, and she's amazing.
Right?
For me, I'm gonna choose to summon the Bahamas.
the whole Bahamas.
Like, damn, where'd this come from?
I choose
that will go great in the new Destiny Tavern. Got all the palm trees, some sand. That'll be great.
Solid says, what guns from vanilla Destiny 2 would you like to see brought back with random rolls? Feel like this could be a nice band-aid fix for the lack of loot problem in Destiny right now. I disagree. I think that bringing back old guns does not fix the loot problem at all.
Yeah.
Especially if they're bringing back stuff that was recently sunset. That just feels like a slap in the face with a dick.
Like, if you're new to the game, then that stuff seems very new and interesting. You're like, oh, this is great. But if you've been playing it for a while, I think it's very fatiguing to see the same weapons come back from the past with
I think
roles.
There's a set of weapons that you could do this with that people would be mostly happy about, and I think that would be Trials of the 9 weapons.
Yeah.
Just because there was like a lot of people that weren't able to get them when Trials of the Nine was around. And then, of course, they've never come back in any capacity since Trials of the Nine disappeared. So I think Trials of the Nine weapons, I would be down to see those come back with random rolls.
Yeah, those are dope weapons.
They are. They look
Mhm.
really cool.
Yep.
William James Corman says, what are you guys most excited for in the new season from what we've seen and heard? That new seasonal activity. That's what I want to see.
Me too. Yeah.
Story.
I'm excited about that. Oh, and the
story
new
looks fun.
strike. New strike.
Yep.
I'm excited about that.
Friendly Peeb says, I'm once again asking for side quests to cover bug snacks.
Okay.
Have you guys played bug snacks yet?
I haven't. I should have.
I've put
Let's-
about 2 hours into it, but I haven't gotten to the good stuff
Let's
yet.
get Holtz on, Patrick, to come on and talk about
We
bugs.
could.
Oh, yeah.
Let's
Oh,
do
yes.
that.
Has he beat it?
Probably.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
There
Probably.
is nobody I want to explain bug snacks to me more than Patrick Holtzman.
Exactly.
We will reach out to Patrick Holtzman.
Sir
Casey.
Okay.
Patrick Holtzman of the
Sir.
Baby Bird.
He's a little bit mad at us, I assume, because we've been going
For
so.
what?
I don't know if you guys have seen all of the 3D Doritos tweets
No.
Yeah.
directed at him.
Yes, I have.
Hundreds and hundreds. Everybody who sees, oh shit, they made 3D Doritos. Let me tweet this over to Holtzman.
I mean, we didn't force him to share that story. That was his own doing.
Yeah,
So this
Correct.
is his fault. We didn't do this.
yeah,
He brought it up.
Yeah,
but
we
he is
were-
super sick of it.
I thought he was doing a stream where he was gonna like reveal intricate parts of the Baby Bird story, Mama Bird story.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. That's leaning into it.
Maybe he could do it on side quest when he's talking about bug snacks.
I would like that.
I would like that too.
Winter Spartan says, what are some good places in Seattle to visit for a couple in their 20s? Have you heard of
No
Dick's?
idea. Oh yeah, Dick's by the trash can specifically is
Trash
can
quite
Dick's.
enjoyable.
Premium.
That was a good time.
Yeah. That karaoke joint was a hell of a good time.
That was really cool. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. Obviously, like pre-pandemic, that convention we went to that is
Pax.
completely slipping my name, PAX, was awesome.
Pax.
PAX!
I don't know anything about Seattle, like at all. I know that there's a lot of people there and it's very busy. And driving there is pretty spooky.
Spooky? Why is it spooky?
There's so many one-way roads that you're just like, wait a second. Am I going the wrong way? It's a constant fear. There's lots of hills and there's lots of one-way roads, and I don't like it.
How often are
But it's
you
also because
high
I've only
while driving?
no, I barely go to Seattle.
Good question.
It's
Solid
freaking 30
question.
It's 30 minutes away. It's too far. I'm not going there. I'm not driving there. Dear
Seattle-
Lord, no.
Seattle's
But I would
beautiful.
always
Beautiful
recommend go if you haven't been to Pike's Place Market. I know it's like a very typical thing.
Is
to
that the
bring
place
up.
we had the chowder?
Oh
I
no,
don't think so.
No.
no.
This is the
No, no.
place.
Um,
Isn't this with the first Starbucks? Isn't it there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can go visit the very first Starbucks and wait a long time to get in. Although if you go during a pandemic, maybe there won't be many people there.
Maybe.
But Pike's Place Market, it's just cool. There's a lot of people selling things that they've made themselves. There's a lot of really good food. So if
Mhm.
you've never been there, going there is really great.
It's like a real life Etsy.
Kinda. With like real good food. And they throw fish at you if you're
Oh.
into
They
that.
throw fish at you?
Well, that's a bonus.
Yeah.
Wow.
MT Rocker says, do you guys have any plans on what you would do when you're done with content creation? Or are you just riding the wave for as long as you can?
It's interesting.
I
think-
have not figured it out. I don't know what I'm going to do after I do content creation. I am definitely riding the wave as long as I can, but I do know that I will never monetize a hobby again, because that's what I did when I started like doing like YouTube and Twitch about video games, and that significantly can take away your enjoyment of the hobby that you like. At first, you're like, "Oh, this is gonna be awesome! I get to do my hobby all the time and get paid for it." But what you're actually doing is now you are making your hobby your work, and that can take away the enjoyment of your hobby. You gotta be super duper careful about that and not ruin your hobby.
Yeah.
So I think in the future I will try and stay away from that.
I've been taking a break from streaming recently, and like I've noticed I've forgotten how much I missed sitting on a couch and playing a game, especially a new game, and then
It's
Yeah.
completely different.
yeah,
It's
memes
a
next to
different
me,
experience.
like going through
Yeah.
like the experience, like it's a different experience, and I've forgotten about that. And yeah, it's an interesting thing to juggle. I think in terms of content creation, I think I'll always be in some form of content creation, like just because I've always been making stuff, whether it's music or video production and stuff like that. So I don't think that is going to shift out of my stuff that I do, unless I'm like just not capable anymore. You know, old and not
I agree.
capable.
Old. I agree. Yeah, I think I guess I am kind of just riding it as long as it goes, but I think it's something that I'll always do, whether it's the main source of income or not. Just hanging out with a community on stream is something that is really, really enjoyable. And I think I'd always want to do that. But you make connections in not only the gaming industry, but other industries.
Mhm.
So you can go to other things, making clothing or doing presenting and stuff is something that is interesting to me. And then if all else fails, I'm going to be a pet sitter.
Oh,
I'm going to retire
interesting.
and I'm just going to go hang out with people's cute puppies and kitties.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. I'm just going to go hang out with some pets. Just get to sit there and look after them.
Could you get sick of hanging out with cute pets?
No.
I don't think so,
Definitely
right?
not.
That'd be a tough one.
I don't think so.
Unless there was a terror dog or something that was just.
Then I'll just lock myself in the bathroom and wait until my time's up. Throw some treats at him every now and then.
Interesting.
Then go home.
Bring your Switch in there. It'd be good.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Chris says, if Destiny ever received a TTRPG, a tabletop RPG, akin to Dungeons and Dragons, would any of you play it?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm down to play D&D. I've never played before.
Same. But
I'd love to.
I like tabletop games. Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, I probably wouldn't play. I kind of like tabletop games, but I also find them kind of boring and slow. And I generally get bored and like try and like poke at the rules a little bit. And that pisses off everybody I'm playing with and gets me kicked out of the group. And then
see, that's the problem. You're playing with the wrong people. You got to play with other people who are like, this is an excuse to drink alcohol and play a tabletop game.
That sounds good.
Then it's fun.
Maybe I just played with shitty people.
And you know what? We need a class for you. We need a class for you, Briar, where you're like the trickster, and we expect the trickster to do trickster things.
But even with like, what was the game we were playing this summer? Among Us?
Mm-hmm.
Like, even when I started having fun in that, like, everybody in the group was just like, get this guy out of here. Like, I had...
Which one?
There was game? Among Us?
Oh, no. That was awesome.
No one was serious.
Fucking T-Rex was like taking me aside and like white knighting for Glad because he was afraid that I was like gonna like make Glad upset because I was just following Glad around the map, which I thought was hilarious.
That was hilarious. What are you talking about?
It was hilarious.
So I didn't ever play that again. I was like, I don't want to be like.
I was actually bummed out that you got like, you got turned on the Among Us.
Yeah.
Because that was a lot of fun.
Like, I was having fun, and then everybody was like, you gotta like calm it down. You're ruining everybody else's fun. I was like, oh, this is just what happened when I played Dungeons & Dragons. So
I did not feel that way at all. I was like,
I didn't either. It was
wild
hilarious.
card, and it's amazing.
Oliver Yates says, did you guys see Paul Tassie's luck pulling? All right, I'm gonna pronounce this Zhao, Xiao. Say it again.
Zhao.
Zhao.
Yeah.
Zhao.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Does it make you upset?
Did you pull it first try?
No, I pulled him. I did. I had some left over, and I pulled him in 20. So I was pretty happy with that. Okay. So I'm not angry. It was great.
I haven't tried yet. I don't know. Should I like try to get Zhao?
He's really fun. Ganyu is definitely, I would say, better.
Which I got Ganyu.
You do have Ganyu.
Last, like right at the edge before it was gone.
Zhao's playstyle is super fun.
Okay.
So when I got him and I was like running around kind of using his attacks and stuff, I was like, oh, fine. I guess I'll level him up. He's fun.
Fine.
Well, I don't know
there
what
we
the
go.
fuck you're talking about, but yes, Paul Tastic does make me upset. How does he make such click enticing headlines yet hide them behind that paywall over at Forbes? It's fucking torture.
Maybe we should hire Paul to write clickbait for our podcast.
Oh, that's a good idea. I like it.
It is a good idea because the shit we come up with hardly makes sense. Hey Blaze, hey Blaze, hey Blas, hey Blaze. Not side quests, but are you guys looking forward to Outriders? The more I see about this game, the more intriguing it looks.
Definitely.
I agree with you.
Mhm.
Yeah, initially I was like, I'll check it out because it's a kind of game that I will probably enjoy. But the more
Yeah.
they've shown, I'm like, yes.
Mhm.
The less it
I
looks like
am-
Destiny,
I'm
the
in.
more I'm into it, to be honest with you. Because when they first announced it, it looked exactly like Destiny.
Yeah, there's a lot of comparisons with Destiny. It was like, kind of weird. And now they've gotten more and showing more and more. It's like, okay, this is like a. Also, it's not a live service game, which
Nope.
makes me more interested in playing it. As like, all right, let's play through this, see what we get out of it.
It's impressive that you guys have figured out a way to put 2 live service games in your life. Because I feel completely maxed out with one.
I mean, don't really like lean in so hard nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ronan Cahillane says, who would you rather have step on you? Tall vampire lady or Caitlyn with a C?
Counterpoint. The girls that are with the vampire lady,
Mm-hmm.
them. I would pick
Okay.
them.
All of them at once?
All of them. All 3 of them. I think there's 3.
Wow.
Well, one might be, a bee. That's not going to hurt so much. Well, if they stab me. I guess.
Sting?
I'm allergic to bees, actually, so that's going to be a real problem.
I don't know if they are bees.
Moths?
Are they flies? Bees? Moths?
Yeah.
They buzz. They buzz like bees.
Wasps?
Oh, I hate wasps.
I don't know.
They're like
Either
dickheads
way,
with wings.
Them. The girls. The girls. They're great. They're great.
I don't think I want to be stepped on by any of them.
Did you play the demo?
I did,
Any
yeah.
of you? You
Yeah.
did? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Like I like Resident Evil for that like kind of craziness that's part of it.
Yeah.
And it seems to really embrace it. JR says, are you happy that Taco Bell is bringing back their potatoes?
Potatoes?
I didn't know they were gone.
What's the potatoes in? A taco?
Potato tacos?
Yeah.
I honestly didn't know that they were ever there. Didn't know they left, and didn't know they came back.
Same. Usually we rely on Pope Bear for our Taco Bell knowledge.
Yeah.
He's really the kind
He's our
of
ambassador.
between. And now that he's moved to Thailand, our Taco Bell knowledge is really lacking. So maybe we'll give him a call, bring him on for the next podcast, so he can give us the Taco Bell updates for the spring season as it
Also,
approaches.
That would
We're
be
looking
good.
for a new Taco Bell liaison. So if anybody wants to apply, make sure to
Yeah.
say so in the next Twitter question rounds next week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give us like an app. Give us a reason we want you to be our
Yeah.
Taco Bell liaison, right?
And
Like,
drop a LinkedIn, please, about your Taco
Pope
Bell
Bear
liaison stuff.
brought a lot to the table.
Yeah.
He
Right?
did. Yeah. You have to at least be willing to smear Taco Bell all over your face.
These are some big shoes to fill. So next week, let us know why you think you're the perfect Taco Bell liaison. Make sure you tag Taco Bell in that tweet as well.
Yes.
Callum Burns says, real question, how many times does Breyer have to tell you this is one I mentioned before. I'm not going to call it up. Richard says, favorite biscuit, obviously milk chocolate hobnob. That sounds like a sexual position. The milk chocolate hobnob. What did you and the lady get up to last night? Oh, the old milk chocolate hobnob. You know what I mean.
Wait, I forgot the question.
What's your favorite biscuit?
No idea.
Wait, is this one of these things though, where it's like, see, in America, a biscuit is like a meal, bread.
Like a
meal.
bready kind of.
Yeah, it's bread, but apparently
it's a
England,
cookie.
It's cookie, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that we go head to head here. I mean, like if you think a cornbread is the best biscuit or a corn biscuit is the best biscuit, you think it's better than a milk chocolate hobnob, which I cannot believe anybody would ever think. I mean, obviously, milk chocolate hobnob.
Milk chocolate hobnob.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had that?
It sounds like you're doing something you shouldn't be doing when you're eating it. And
I'm pretty sure I've had it before. Yeah.
Yeah. It was good. I mean, you
Yeah,
can't
from what I
remember it
can
specifically, so it
milk
can't be that good.
chocolate
It's not as good as a flake, obviously.
Yeah.
Knob.
When you're trying to dehydrate the entire fridge, you bust out
it's
that
not quite
flake.
as good as
Oh
licking
yeah,
a
I've
desert.
had these. These are good. These are good. Yeah, hobnobs are good.
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah, they're good.
It's like how somebody talks about Hershey's chocolate. Yeah, it's good. It's fine.
I mean, you have it with a drink,
It doesn't sound
Yeah,
like
but
the
with some
best
tea or some
biscuit
coffee.
of all time.
I don't even know what
The
that biscuit would
greatest Man, back when I could eat gluten, those cheddar biscuits, man. Red Lobster.
Those are
Like,
pretty good. That's
they're-
basically like a cup of butter.
Exactly. They're like, it's because it's so much butter. They're not like the best biscuit, but like
No,
when you have them and
convenient
you're
holder
hungry,
for butter.
yeah, you're like, damn, this is good.
Yeah,
Those
those
cheddar
are pretty good. I think you got my vote.
See, that's got to be confusing. If you come over here to the United States, you go to a Red
Yeah.
Lobster, and they're like, "Do you want some cheddar biscuits?" You'd be like,
Yeah.
"Cheddar biscuits?"
Oh, if you go down south, Tefty, they pour like gravy on it.
Exactly.
Mhm.
I'd always say,
getting that.
I'd be like,
you think
"Yo,
you get a nice
biscuits and
little
gravy."
chocolatey cookie dessert, and they pour fucking southwestern gravy, that like white creamy gravy.
Yeah. What a mashup.
Lord Beer says, "Are boneless wings chicken nuggets?" Also, rip the Bethesda CEO Robert Altman. You fucked up here, Lord Beers, because we could have a lot of fun with boneless chicken wing, chicken nugget thing, and then you said, "Oh yeah, but by the way, this guy died."
Yeah, man.
How do we
Really
respond to
sad.
that? What the fuck, man?
It's really sad to hear that.
Rest in
Yeah.
biscuits.
We're not supposed to laugh at them.
Damn, Brian, why'd you laugh?
Oh no.
I've been playing this
no.
game. Eric's tweeted out this morning. Fuck, what is it called? Naruto Boy. Narita.
Narita boy?
Yeah,
Like the airport?
yeah. Narita.
Is it
I
about
don't
an
know.
airport?
It's this really cool, like side scroller kind of Metroidvania kind of thing with a really like super 80s aesthetic. Like it even like simulates having like a CRT on your screen, like with like wavy tubes and all that shit.
Nice.
But when you die, it brings up a fist and it's like rest in power. And it's just
Nice.
fucking awesome.
That does sound awesome.
Anyhow, I forgot where we are, what we're doing. Are boneless chicken wings chicken nuggets? No.
No, they're not. They're different shapes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
They're
think
different.
chicken nuggets require us to, like, you can't have a chicken nugget be too large, otherwise it surpasses the nugget territory, and it's
also
become-
processed chicken, right? Chicken nugget is
Exactly.
generally processed.
It's usually
Yes.
processed.
Where
Exactly.
a boneless wing is normally just like actual chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. But a boneless wing, I have trouble. I don't think it really deserves the wings moniker at all. I think it should be just like chicken dipped in shit. That's what it's called. That's what it is.
Chicken dips. Here's your order of chicken dips.
Saying it's a wing, it doesn't look like a wing. It doesn't come from the wing. It looks like it's breast meat most of the time.
I think it probably is, right?
Probably is.
Yeah.
Dreadnought says a retired CIA agent came out and said aliens exist, and only one Hollywood sci-fi movie about aliens is actually based off true events. What movie would you believe it to be? You got a
Arrival,
pick?
100%.
Right.
Oh, interesting. Mars Attacks, 100%.
Men in Black.
100%.
Oh, Men in Black. Could be. Could be. Is that true? That's probably true.
Men in Black.
Now I
It
want to
felt
know.
true. Like
Definitely.
it felt like watching a documentary.
I want to know I want to know which movie it is.
But
Fire
this
in-
isn't real.
Fire
This
in the
is
Sky.
make believe.
Arrival makes sense to me. You know, you had to send some people out there to try and understand the aliens, and the aliens didn't do anything bad. They were just kind of, warning you about bad stuff. That seems legit.
Mm-hmm. You know, I was thinking about this when I was a kid growing up. The thought of aliens scared the crap out of me, especially coming through the walls and stuff. You know, phasing spaceman being like, "Let's take you away. I'm gonna do some alien crap." You know. Now, after playing so many video games, a little poke and drop, being like,
Check
now
out
that we
those
probed
crevasses. You know what I'm saying?
you know, your general alien terror territory.
Mhm.
Now that I've killed maybe 1 million aliens in video games,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think the edge is taken off. Killing aliens in a video game.
I think they're just gonna be nice. I think they're just some cool people to hang out with.
Cool peeps.
Teach me some knowledge.
Chances are they won't be, right? Like I think the predominant theory is that if they decide to travel, they're going to have a reason to travel, right? And that
To
reason
save
would
us
be
from ourselves, like an Arrival.
That's not normally why humans have traveled to new places. They've normally
Maybe they're
traveled to
better than
places
us.
to exploit, like to find, like new minerals and new money and to exploit the people that are there.
True.
See, I don't think if you've got the technology to get past the boundaries of what we know as physics and space and time and all that, I don't think that's your
know
priority.
as physics. You think there's something else?
Oh, definitely. I think there's going to be there's things that we don't know in the laws of physics and all that they've potentially discovered.
That's true.
And I would say that if you're at that point in civilization, your priorities of having to go and like take and be in a non-renewable life is different. You know, I don't think it's.
I agree with you. I think we are still like babies when it comes to the universe and how old the universe is. So we're still primitive in our mindset. The aliens probably not so primitive. They're like, sure, let's go see the stupid humans.
Look how long.
What
we've
if we're
technology.
the last life form? Like, what if we're like super duper late? Like everybody else was like partying, having a good time, traveling between galaxies. Like it
Before,
was like Star Trek, like
before
1 million years
space
ago.
COVID hit?
Before space COVID, everybody went into lockdown.
Yeah, it's like, sorry guys, we'll see you in 1 billion years, but we got to wait this out.
And now nobody's left. We're the last ones, not the first ones.
That's really sad.
That sounds cold and like.
You guys have heard about like the CIA says like there is actual like stuff that I don't know the specifics of this. I'd have to look it up because it happened this summer, but like our government has acknowledged the fact that there's aliens.
Wait, you talking about? Well, there's been a few things like that one. There was something from the Pentagon, but then there's also the guy.
The Pentagon, yeah.
There was the guy from Israel, one of the generals, or not general.
No, I don't know about
guy.
that one.
Yeah, military guy was like, we don't know if you just like decided to nut up, or if he is legitimately telling the truth about how we've been in cahoots with aliens for a few decades. You know, fascinating stuff.
Aliens absolutely exist. 100%.
It's tough to say specifically. You would think with all of the star systems that exist in the universe, it'd be really weird if we're just one of literally trillions, you know?
You know what we should do?
But statistically, we've only found one. So
What?
we don't know.
One planet with life and all that?
Yeah. We only know of one.
But we don't really have like the technology to see yet, you know?
True enough.
So, although there was that aircraft, or not aircraft, but like that spacecraft that came into the solar system, that like.
But there was a long flat object that came into the.
No, but the thing is, it had propulsion. It had the ability.
It accelerated away from the sun, but scientists also say that might have been just because the sun was shining on the back of it, causing it to.
But in order for that to happen, it has to be wafer thin. for it to get like solar wind to push it.
Right. It's an interesting one for sure.
I think we should start a new podcast about
I don't think I got time for any more podcasts.
I have time for conspiracies.
Listen, we kill aliens in Destiny, and then we talk about aliens existing in real life.
If you get a conspiracy podcast, you better get Wilson on there.
That sounds great.
That dude's got shit to say.
I'm down.
Blandy McBlanderson says, in ancient Persia, people would debate ideas once while sober and then again while drunk. To be considered good, an idea would have to sound good in both states. Should we bring this way of evaluating ideas back?
Yes. That sounds great.
That sounds very
like an
logical.
interesting idea, right? I've never tried it both ways.
I would say that's a good way to have a fun time.
Yeah, sounds fun, if not productive. I don't really give a shit about productive, obviously.
That sounds great.
Hell, I think we could just skip the first step altogether.
True. What if we only debate while we're drunk? Right. We're not allowed to debate or have the hot takes unless we're drunk.
Also, you have to turn off your phone and all internet-connected devices.
So
I do not want
Googling facts and stuff
showing up in this argument.
That's true.
Spez says, how many chickens would it take to kill an elephant?
Oh, my. How many chickens?
1 if you piss it off and then shove it up the elephant's ass.
Wow. All it takes is one.
Job done. That's right.
Yeah, he didn't say what the chicken's going to be doing. There it is, 1.
Veritas Otis 52 says, want to help with the Crocs sponsorship? Thank you. If Crocs were to make a video game, what kind of game would it be?
Ooh. Oh, it's got to be like Death Stranding, where you wear Crocs and you have to get new Crocs so you can walk comfortably across the world. Craft new Crocs, deliver Crocs, pick up Crocs, ride Crocs as a raft across the water.
Yeah.
Hoverboard Crocs.
This is it. Yep.
I was thinking it'd be like a nice chill game where you're not doing a lot of like
Animal
shooting or gunning. Nice chill game. You're just hanging out with your Crocs.
Stardew Valley.
Talking to your friends who are wearing Crocs. You know, like thinking of all sorts of cool ways to wear Crocs in weird ways. You know, maybe make a Croc furniture. You know, I was trying to find out if you could 3D print Croc material. You can't. That's an untapped market. Because imagine if you could make your own like products based off a Croc Light brand material.
Sounds like The Sims, Briar, but instead of other footwear, there's Crocs.
There it is. It's basically a screensaver. You just basically
it's like you
put on Crocs, get high, and watch your computer like do shit.
Pet Crocs. You remember those those screensavers that was a pet?
I do.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's Crocs.
I like it.
Oh, I want it to be.
Yeah, I haven't thought of those screensavers in a long time.
Yeah, me neither.
I want it to be a rhythm game, but with Crocs.
Oh, clippity clop clop.
They could make the pad out of Croc material.
They could. That would be so comfy.
Oh man, you could double up on Croc.
Double the Croc.
Dude, I still think a gaming chair made out of Croc material is the ultimate. Can you imagine how comfy that would be?
Why haven't you made that happen yet, Briar?
Dude, I have been tweeting them.
When's your company getting formed so I can invest? Come on,
Twitter knows there's been no lack of me tweeting at Crocs. Achievement Raider says, when can we get Twitter questions on SideQuest? Is there a need for it? We answer like any question you could possibly ask here. Is there a need for like more Twitter questions on SideQuest?
True. Twitter questions are like, yeah, they're sometimes about Destiny, but also they're just about us and our lives and our interests.
Yeah. Crocs, aliens, chickens killing elephants.
Butts.
What question can you possibly not ask here?
True.
I think we've rejected one question in the history of this show.
Yeah.
Atheist Doggo says, what is one game that you think is perfect in every way and is still great to this day? A perfect game. Does that even exist? Perfect game.
Ooh.
Perfect.
I see. There's a lot of recent ones that I would say for me were pretty damn perfect, like
Yeah.
Sekiro, Ghost of Tsushima.
I was gonna say Ghost of Tsushima was nearly perfect.
Ghost of Tsushima was just an experience the whole way that was beautiful.
Final Fantasy VII Remake also was like really good.
I don't know. The side quests in Final Fantasy VII were abysmal.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
God
of War.
War was pretty good.
That was pretty solid too.
But like, you can't think of anything you could possibly complain about. That's what it means.
God
to be
of
perfect,
War,
right?
The main thing I would complain about is the difficulty of the hardest mode.
There you go. I mean, like, you can't, like, perfect means you can't, there's nothing you can complain about. It's perfect. Everything about it is perfect. I don't think that's ever existed for me. I've had fantastic games. The first time I played BioShock, I was like awestruck. First time I played Legend of Zelda Link to the Past, I was awestruck. But they're not perfect games.
I think that's why I think Ghost of Tsushima is probably up there for me. Like, I love the combat.
You can't think of
story,
any complaint you'd have with that game.
I didn't have any complaints, honestly. Except I want more.
Except I want more.
Yeah.
Like, that game was probably a 7 out of 10 for me until the multiplayer dropped, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, they made a whole nother game.
Yeah, that single player was amazing for me. I really loved it.
Yeah, it was like 10 out of 10 for me.
The story really moved me though. Like I was
me
in
too.
it. I know you had problems with it, Briar.
Yeah, and that, you know, different people are gonna like different stories differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Briar likes 13 Sentinels. That's Briar's kind of game. That's a Briar game.
Man, watch. Have you played that yet? Please play it.
No, I haven't.
Like, I don't even think I have the verbiage to talk about that game. Because it's so fucking anime, but it's so good. I mean, this game is fantastic.
I will 100% play it.
You know what?
You gotta quit wasting your time with those heavy metal dogs and
heavy metal doggos.
Get down with some
heavy metal
13s. You gotta get down with some naked ass 12 years old driving some mechs, man.
Listen, the talk of anime just made me realize Doki Doki Literature Club. Pretty
Perfect
close
game?
to perfect. Pretty close to perfect.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was a game that. That was a game.
It's a game.
That's a game.
Yeah.
You should play it.
Mogian9 says, you can steal something from your friend's house, but nothing of great value, just something to inconvenience them, and they cannot replace it. What is it?
Ooh, this could be bad.
Inconvenience, but not me.
I'm going to steal their dryer. Like, sorry, you can't replace it.
Ooh, man.
I used to like stealing people's left shoes. I'd go into their closet and take each left shoe from each pair of shoes.
Brian has
and then hide them.
experience with this.
I thought that was hilarious.
You take their left croc.
Every left shoe. Like, I went into their closet.
If it's a croc,
every shoe, every pair of shoes, I take the left one and then hide it in a different closet. I used to actually, when I was a smoker, I used to like stealing people's lighters. And then when we were no longer together, I'd send them pictures of their lighter in all the different places that I went until we saw each other again.
Hilarious.
Oh, here's the lighter I stole with you, with my girlfriend. Here's the lighter I stole with you on the golf course. Here's the lighter I stole from you at the bar.
Pretty amazing.
I used to like doing that. Dryer takes commitment, and that almost makes it funnier. Just the fact that you actually got a dryer. Like, that's a coordinated effort.
Yeah,
right?
I would get that specific lift thing that they got, that goes around your back. So like I'm prepared, Yeah. Be like, what time are you gonna be at work? Okay, cool.
Out of there.
Yeah, great. I'll make sure I'm not at your house taking your dryer at this time. Totally.
You know, it'd be funnier even instead of stealing the dryer, is just put it up in the attic. Just leave it there. Be like, I don't know. Have we checked your attic? Sometimes my dryer ends up in the attic.
That would be great. And they can't move it because that's part of the question. They have to keep it there.
Ooh,
That's great. Yeah, I like that.
That's just mean.
Hugo Rune 79 says, would you be more likely to consider the impact of resources and energy you consume if it were called your carbon skid mark rather than your carbon footprint?
Wow, my skid mark.
I like this. Carbon
Does
skid
make
mark.
it dirtier.
Yeah.
Yes.
You filthy skid mark.
What's your carbon skid mark? I think it would. Yeah.
I think so.
Alex Ziggy, the giffer of gifts, says, when is the Pirates and Chill stream? We all need some good laughs and chill vibes.
We do.
When
We're
play
I
waiting.
want to
Pirates.
do this.
We put this solely on Fran's head. We said, Fran, tell us what time you're available,
did
and we'll
actually,
make
yeah.
ourselves available for it.
Yeah, we haven't heard a word.
So,
Not a
Alex,
single peep.
at Fran,
At
FM3.
Fran Mirabella on Twitter. Let him
Yeah.
know that you want to see some pirate action.
Yeah.
And
Ask him
let
about
us
it.
know.
Ask all his friends about it.
Yeah. And then
Really
it might
just-
happen.
Yeah.
Because that's what I want. I want to
Ask
see
Herman
Briar.
Miller about it.
I want to see Briar drinking lots of alcohol, giving reviews. The reviews are going to get better as time goes on.
Yes.
Yeah. Because honestly, my next beer is far better than my last beer. Every time. Last question of the night.
Okay.
Zachary Richens says, what would you rather do? Go kayaking down the river in Colorado and Utah, but have to ride in Pope Bear's Subaru on the way there. You can't clean the car. Or go and explore all of Japan, but Patrick is mama birding the whole trip when he's eating snacks, and you can't get rid of Pat.
God.
That was
That's rough.
fairly similar to what happened, so I'm just going to do that.
You got to experience
Like,
that
how
firsthand?
dirty is Pope Bear's car? Is
I will say, I appreciate the fact that we're assuming Pope Bear's car is disgusting.
Is there
I do-
confirmation?
I'm
of this?
assuming it's like, a week before he drove it into New York to drop it off to sell it real quick.
Yeah.
Is the
I
quick.
assume that it's I was living in my car.
Yeah.
Pope Bear.
Okay, now I get it.
Probably a definite waft of Taco Bell coming out of that car.
Yeah. Can't I just turn away from Patrick mama birding?
Yeah,
while
you
he's
don't
eating
need to
snacks?
watch him do it.
Yeah.
You might catch it though, as you're like, yeah, maybe we should go. Oh God, your mama birding that snack.
Yeah. Just the knowledge he's doing it in my presence too is so unnerving.
But you get to go to
Like-
Japan.
That's true.
Go to Japan.
I've been to Colorado and I've been to Utah, but I haven't been to Japan.
All right, it's a small price.
There
to
it
pay.
is.
There it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
That's it. That's what we think about the next update for Destiny. Season, what are we
Season
on?
of
Season
the
18, 21, 84?
13.
I
Season
don't know.
69. Definitely.
Nice.
It's going to be a good season.
Well, congratulations. We made it to the end.
We did it.
Good job, chat, for making it to the end.
We didn't talk about cannibalism that much.
Just a little,
Thank God.
little bit, right? Yeah.
Just a tad. Just enough to keep,
A smidge.
the people happy who
a nibble.
want cannibalism.
Just a little nugget.
Oh, a little Briar nugget.
Just a little,
little biscuit?
wing.
Or
A little-
maybe it was
little short-
the
short
Briar
rib.
boneless wing. I don't know. I couldn't tell.
On that note, thank you very much to our Patreon members for supporting this show. And Briar's out of here. And also thank you to our Twitch subs as well for also supporting the show. Thanks for everyone hanging out live. And
Thank you,
Yeah,
everybody.
we appreciate it. Watts, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Just look for Miss 5000 Watts. I'm like being a wolf at the moment.
Nice.
See how long I do that for. Get to run around and just go raw and scratch
Rawr.
people. Right.
This
I get to
wolf
you can
life.
pick people up and you can throw them at other people.
That's cool.
That's a
Mhm.
classic move right there. I
That
like
is
that.
classic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of Streets of Rage,
I was gonna say,
side
yeah,
scroll,
Streets of
beat 'em
Rage,
up kind of thing.
yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Briar, where can people find you?
I'm Briar Rabbit. You can find me eating gummy bears, crying into my small sack of gummy bears about how my friends want to eat me.
Nice.
But we also want you to get drunk on the 7 Seas with us. So I think it evens out.
Yeah.
Just don't get lost on an island because,
You just want me
You know what?
brined before you cook me.
Brian Breyer. Maybe Elvis can join us on Sea of Thieves.
That'd be fun.
Elvis, where can people find you?
Place Fran.
He's all shook up. Bummer. I'm Tefty Teft. You can talk to me at Teft on Twitter. And you can I've been doing YouTube videos lately, so you can go search for those.
/swoosh.
Yeah, swoosh. Yeah. And that's it. That's the show. Thank you very much for watching, for hanging, for listening. You're all amazing. We'll see you next week for some side quest, more podcast action. Who knows what's going to happen in this wild times, right?
Briar, have you finished the medium yet?
Briar?
No.
All right.
No.
You have 3 days.
Spoilers are coming on Monday.
They're coming.
Whether you finish it or not. All right. All right. That's the show. Bye, everyone.
Bye.